I'm Vinnie Politan. The subject of my investigation is the murder of 21-year-old Grace Jennings. The accused killers, her two lovers and friends. The weapon, a sword. Here's the story. A beautiful young woman, a twisted love triangle, and an interrogation that revealed chilling words. In Santa Fe, 21-year-old Grace Jennings was found dead beside a blood-soaked sword. Police say Isaac Apodaca and Kiara McCulley lured her to the home. And during questioning, Kiara allegedly told detectives Isaac wanted her gone. Investigators say Isaac calmly denied everything, insisting he never touched Grace. Yet text messages and witness statements paint a darker story of jealousy and control. Prosecutors claim Isaac manipulated Kiara into murder. Tonight, the question that haunts everyone: was this madness, manipulation, or murder by design? You have the right to remain silent. You know that, I know that, we all know that. Didn't happen in this case. A body is found, and then the interrogations begin. And we're going to take a look at these interrogations tonight because it's a crucial part of the case, a crucial part of the investigation, uncovering the truth. So we're going to begin. Isaac Apodaca, who is the one who's going to face trial. Kiara has pleaded guilty already, will be a witness against him. But in his interrogation, it's fascinating to watch the back and forth with the investigator and how the investigator's able to confront him with text messages between him and Kiara. So it's really a crucial part of the case and is really the foundation for the prosecution case against Apodaca. So let's go into that interrogation room and take a listen to the words of the defendant.
Did you help Kiara do this?
No.
No. But you knew it was going to happen.
I knew it was going to happen.
You knew it was going to happen since last night.
I knew it was going to happen since last night, but I just didn't want it to happen because it's a friend of mine.
When did this plan start? Because this was planned.
She planned it out.
Grace planned it out?
No, not Grace. Kiara planned it out.
Kiara planned it out. When? How long had this been a plan for?
She had planned it out since 2020.
Good night. I know it hurts. I just want you to do it so you can feel the rush of adrenaline. What do you want her to do so she can feel the rush of adrenaline?
To go to sleep.
You want her to go to sleep so she feels the rush of adrenaline?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I wasn't having it anymore.
Okay. She says, I physically can't. I need help. But no, you're just playing games. I'm genuinely upset. You say, I'm not playing games. I am wanting to see you do this. She hurt you the most, caused trauma. You're being asked to finish this. You want to see her do what? So you want her to go to sleep because Grace hurt her and caused her drama, and you're asking her to finish it, but you're talking about her going to sleep?
Yes.
I just need help, is what she says. You're doing nothing again, she says. You say, yes, I want to help, but I cannot aid you. I can coach you what to do. You can coach her what to do? What do you mean by coach her?
Telling her to go to bed.
Oh, okay. What's going on there?
I just wanted everything to stop because I got caught in the middle.
You want everything to stop?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I wanted everything to stop because I got caught in the middle of them two's bull.
You wanted everything to stop?
Yes.
You know the way those messages look, right?
Yes.
How do they look?
They look bad.
How so?
Very bad.
How so? Tell me what's bad about them.
They look like I was a part of it.
Oh yeah, we will have to take care of the mess ASAP after we finish. We will have to take care of the mess. I thought she already pooped herself. What mess are you guys taking care of?
I don't know.
Remember, you'll move up the ranks, plus you get perks in the black market since this is your first. Your first what? Isaac, what the hell happened? Tell me what happened, for real. Can we stop making up lies about these messages? What the hell happened last night?
She was messaging me planning on how to kill her. And
Who was messaging you planning on how to kill who?
Kiara,
Kiara was messaging you on planning how to kill
Grace.
Grace?
Yes.
And what were you doing?
I was only sending a message back, only in correspondence. I just wanted to sleep. That's what I
Are you sure? Because it sounds like you're planning something with Kiara. Is that what's happening? Don't lie to me. What's happening here? I can see the messages. I'm not dumb. This isn't the first time I've done this. What is happening?
She was planning on killing Grace. I just didn't want a part of it.
This isn't agreement. Remember, you'll move up in ranks, plus you get perks in the black market since this is your first. This sounds like you're encouraging her.
Right.
The messages are here, dude.
I know. I know. I knew it was going to happen.
You knew it was going to happen since last night.
I knew it was going to happen since last night, but I just didn't want it to happen because it's a friend of mine.
How do I aim? How do I aim right? Just aim. Well, tell me what you're talking about there.
That's Call of Duty.
That's Call of Duty. Mm-hmm. Tell me when. Okay, I'll give a count. 6, 5, I can't yet, dude. 4, I'm shaking, dude. I know, I lose the nervous. Help me drive it through. Help me drive it through? What do you mean, help me drive it through?
She was asking me to do.
To stab her?
Yes.
I would like the truth from you. The full truth. Are you ready to give that to me?
Yes.
Hit it. Say it all, don't censor it, tell me everything that happened.
Those messages were telling her how to plan it out. Did something stupid. I partook in being involved in some stupid text messages, and I'm the idiot.
Wow. Some strange things there, talking about moving up, and it seems like there was this sort of fantasy world that he had created about being part of this organization, and he was like killing people and telling her that he was killing people, and then you get points and you move up. This is like taking like fantasy and then, to me, like meshing it with reality. Absolutely bizarre. But that's what this case is. And you've got this poor girl, Grace Jennings, who was dead. 3-foot sword took her life. Kiara's the one who did it. Let's talk about this interrogation. First question. What does the interrogation of Isaac reveal? Let's bring in our guests who are going to help answer that question. Criminal defense attorney Sidney Rushing and forensic death investigator Joseph Scott Morgan, also the host of the very popular podcast Body Bags with Joseph Scott Morgan. Okay, I'm going to start with you, the investigator. Mr. Morgan, what are your thoughts about what is being revealed by this kid? I'm going to call him a kid. He's an adult, I get it. But in my eyes, he's a kid like the victim in this case. What is this revealing?
Well, I think it's very revealing what the investigator said, the detective that's questioning. This requires planning. And in order to plan something like this, you have to be able to facilitate it. And what types of instruments did you have at your disposal? What is it that you have in your stockpile in your fantasy world? Oh, I know, I've got a 3-foot sword. So let's prepare for this. And like many cases, Vin, that I cover and have worked, where you've got someone, and remember, we can't forget the fact that there was an attempt at a partial decapitation here as well, in addition to stabbing multiple times. You have to have privacy. Where did they go for this? Well, they went into an adjunct area where they could have privacy because they had lured her here, Vinnie, based upon what we're hearing. This had planning, they had a location, and they had facilities to do this.
Sidney, what are your thoughts here? Now, I refer to all the whole group here as kids, but he's older than everyone else. He's 27, still a kid in my eyes, but obviously much older than the victim here. What is being revealed here, Sydney?
If anything, it's revealing that you should never give a statement when being questioned by cops. This really, hurts him. It hurts him bad. There's a lot of admissions in this. And when they take these statements, they can twist them and make them, kind of sound however they want. But he's saying some pretty damning things.
I don't think this requires much twisting, Sydney. Does it?
No, it doesn't. But what I'm saying is like, even if, like, how he was originally trying to talk himself out of it, like, oh, I was just telling her to go to sleep. I was trying to tell her this. And I think the message are pretty straight clear. So, it could be used against him in a way that shows that, look, you're obviously lying. You know about this. And it really comes down to that last statement when he says that he knew what he was doing. He was planning and he made, it was dumb of him to do and all that. Like, this is a straight up admission to the point of I'm not even sure why he is going to trial, because he is admitting to everything. Not only that, but he has aided and abetted her every step along the way. So I think all this shows is that, one, you should never give a statement to cops. And two, it can and will be used against him, clearly.
What's interesting here, Joseph, is that Kiara got the deal. Now, she's going to prison, but she got the deal. She is the cooperator here. And one thing that he said kind of struck me a little bit. He said, she's been planning this since 2020. Thinking that there's some level of bad blood since 2020. How does that work into your equation?
Well, I think the level of brutality, when you just, and I'm not trying to beat this to death, but it's the idea of the weapon that was chosen. This is probably the least merciful way you could take somebody out. At least it would number in the top 5 probably, because the victim is going to have an awareness of what's going on to them. Contrary to a movie, they're probably not going to die the first time you introduce this weapon into their chest or their abdomen. It's going to be over and over again. This is not a merciful death. So if you try to equate that with the level of pain she would have been experiencing, and you've got this long timeline, that's a lot of time for anger and hatred to build up. And the old green-eyed monster of jealousy is controlling the ship here at this point in time.
Absolutely. Guests are staying with us. Coming up next, what does the interrogation of Kiara reveal?
Have you ever thought about hurting her or killing her?
I've had a couple dreams like that.
My 2 best friends were just murdered.
Join me for a Court TV true crime series where we take you from the crime scene to the courtroom.
Donna Adelson hates every piece of grass that Dan Martell ever walked on.
It's something that'll haunt all of us forever.
It always seemed like he was covering or deceiving.
This was a whole different level.
Victim to Verdict with Ted Rowlands. New episode Saturday night, 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Only on Court TV.
What's DID?
Dissociative identity disorder. I haven't had it actually diagnosed, but that's my best guess from my research. There are different personalities that come out.
Do you have names for them?
Some of them, yeah.
Kiara McCulley, during her police interrogation, self-diagnosing herself with multiple personalities and some dissociative identity disorder. She's pleaded guilty, so there's not going to be some sort of defense based upon that, but she's providing that information. Let's go back inside that interrogation room and listen to investigators try to get Kiara to tell them the truth.
Tell me about these other personalities. What's Abby like?
She's very protective. They're all kind of protective. Mostly of Kiara.
Little Kiara? Okay.
I'm Froggy, by the way. That's what everyone calls me. Froggy.
Froggy?
Yeah.
Like F-R-O-G-G-Y? Froggy?
I.E. technically.
I.E. Froggy.
And there's 3 G's, because that's also my stage name.
Can you spell that for me?
F-R-O-G-G-G-I-E.
That's interesting. Froggy.
Yep.
Froggy, Abby, Jinx, Jess, Jessica, and then little Kiara.
Yeah, like, Abby's very protective. She takes control when I'm in a very dangerous situation and just says, okay, I'm here now. I'm going to face this for you. She does that to me and Kiara. Jinx is a troublemaker. She doesn't like people. Is she alive or dead?
Grace?
Yeah.
You don't know?
I'm not sure.
What do you think?
Well, I'm partially hopeful for her to be dead, but I'm also, like, confused. Like, I'm, like...
Why would you hope that she's dead?
I'm still angry at her, but I also have hope that she'd be better, but it's like this frustrating emotion that I can't seem to pinpoint. She was the first person I ever loved.
Grace was.
And the first person to completely destroy me.
Have you ever thought about hurting her or killing her?
I've had a couple dreams like that.
You had a couple dreams like that?
Yeah.
How'd those dreams go?
They were mostly right after we broke up, and then there were triggers and stuff, but...
Did you kill her in those dreams, or what happened in those dreams?
Sometimes I would kill her, sometimes I would torture her, sometimes it was just me screaming at her.
Do you use weapons, or what do you do?
I create torture devices out of sex toys.
What kind of sex toys?
Usually a and then the razor blades on it, covering in lemon juice.
Sounds good.
I also thought about doing that to Ozzy.
Disturbing. She's pleaded guilty. She's getting 30 years. But this interrogation, remember, she's the most important witness against the defendant, Isaac. So let's get to the next question in our investigation. It's about, of course, this interrogation. What does the interrogation of Kiara reveal here? Let's bring our guest back in, criminal defense attorney Sydney Rushing and forensic death investigator Joseph Scott Morgan, also the host of Body Bags with Joseph Scott Morgan. All right, Sydney, what are your thoughts here in watching the interrogation of Kiara?
So it kind of reminds me of the movie Split, where, you know, the guy has a bunch of different personalities. They all act different. When she's describing these personalities, it's kind of what it like initially makes me think of. Hearing the things that, you know, she thought about doing to her in her dreams, and, and how she was torturing her, and she's the one who ultimately did this, and yes, she pled. But I think something that could potentially hurt this hurt the case is that her interrogation and how she's saying she has all these different personalities, how, she thought about this or she did that. It kind of seems like it could have been done alone and that it wasn't actually encouraged by Isaac. And then on top of that, it's also, how can you believe this? Which part of this do you choose to believe? Because her interrogation is kind of all over the place. And if she does have these mental health issues or all these split personalities, who are you going to get on the stand? You know what I mean? So I think this interrogation, it shows us that there is a lot of mental health issues at play here. And that that this was planned out. That's what it comes off to as me. And again, it comes off just like the movie Split.
Joseph Scott Morgan, your thoughts about this interrogation? What are you taking away from it?
The first thing that came to mind was Kenneth Bianchi. There's that infamous interview that he gave to the psychologist back, he's one of the Hillside Stranglers. And I've always been told by these psychology types that individuals that have multiple personalities are not aware of the other personalities. And the fact that she's going through here and she's describing personalities of the personalities which indwell within her, that seems like madness to me. And no, I don't see mental illness here. I see feigning, that she's trying to give the impression or put the responsibility off on some fictional character that exists out there. It's also interesting, she stated that she had dreams about doing these things. These are very detailed dreams. Well, my question is, which one of your personalities was having the dreams, or was it actually you that was having the dreams? So, yeah, I think that this is kind of a house of cards. If you were to look at this, she would have been a disaster on the stand, I think, if she had chosen to go there, which is kind of interesting. Is there going to be a time when she has to get up on the stand and give any kind of testimony? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I think she will be an important witness for prosecutors. Sydney, how do you think that's going to go? If the state has to call her to the stand to fill in some of the proof and evidence to fulfill their burden in this case?
So if I'm not mistaken, I do think that is part of her plea agreement, is that she does have to agree to testify against Isaac. The state's going to use this information, but they're going to have to rehabilitate a lot here because, again, her interview shows how unreliable she is, or how a lot of things can be made up. That can hurt the state's case. Truly, it can. And, so I don't know. I don't think she's a great witness for the state. She's definitely not a good witness for Isaac, but I don't think she's a great witness for the state either, because trying to keep on track and trying to keep something at the forefront and honest and truthful and getting to the truth of it, she may not be the best person to actually make that happen.
Yeah, the most disturbing part is what a dark place these young people were in, that this even becomes part of their lives. And I know he was living some sort of a fantasy life with her, but the fantasy became reality for Grace Jennings, who was murdered here. Joseph Scott Morgan and Sydney Rushing, great to have you. I know your time is valuable, and we appreciate it. Still to come, why? Why did Kiara kill Grace with the sword? I'm Vinnie Politan. We continue our investigation of the tragic, brutal murder of 21-year-old Grace Jennings, who was staying at her friend's house when she was killed with a sword. Here's the story. It began as friendship and ended in horror. In Santa Fe, 21-year-old Grace Jennings was found dead beside a sword streaked with blood. Her body discovered inside a home belonging to her friend, Kiara McCulley. Detectives say Kiara and her boyfriend, Isaac Apodaca, turned jealousy and obsession into violence. During hours of interrogation, Kiara wept and whispered that Isaac told her Grace had to die. Investigators say Isaac sat stone-faced, denying every word, but messages between the two hinted at a sinister plan. Prosecutors allege he manipulated Kiara into killing Grace to prove her loyalty. Kiara pleaded guilty, and now Isaac is facing trial in a case filled with lies, love, and madness. Truth itself may be the final casualty. I want you to take a look at some body camera video. This is from the user Sergeant Pepper Spray on YouTube. This is police responding to the call of a body at the home of Kiara McCulley.
Santa Fe Police. What's the 10? It looks clear. He's right here by the door.
Can I block the door somehow?
No, this is a crime scene at this point.
How's my house a fucking crime scene?
There's a deceased person in your garage. That's why it's a crime scene.
There's a body in there?
Yes.
A dead body in your
Stand up for me. Just walk this way.
You can come here with me now?
It gives you some idea about the surprise first of Kiara's mother, and then an idea of the layout. So Kiara's mother lived in the main house, and then what you saw where Grace was killed, where Kiara was living, was sort of a little building on the side, like a garage, filled with, it's like in squalor. It's disgusting in there, but that's where that took place. They would have to leave there and go into the house to use the bathroom to have running water and facilities. I want you to take a listen now, because Kiara and Isaac are asked about, well, what happened inside there? How did Grace end up getting killed? So Kiara tells investigators what she remembers, and then Isaac details what he remembers.
I'm confused.
Do you have a whole chunk of memory missing?
Yeah.
But you remember the whole night clearly?
I don't remember most of it. It's like a little foggy because I'm like obviously exhausted. And there's this chunk just missing that I'm so confused.
I walk in, she yells, she tells me, I didn't mean to say it, she yelled. She goes, I did it. I look at the ground and I see someone dead. I see an ear hanging. And I'm like,
You see someone dead. Who is that someone?
Grace.
How do you know she's dead?
Because Kiara goes, I got her across the throat and she did the gurgle. And I'm like, what do I do now? I need to get out of here.
Do you know why Kiara did this?
No.
Describe Grace to me more, her injuries. What do you observe?
I saw an ear cut off, on something with her knee. It was right here. I saw blood right here, and started seeing blood right leaking out.
What about Kiara?
She had blood all over her hands, all on here, all on here, right here, and on her face.
So it's clear, it seems it's clear from the evidence that Kiara is the one who used the 3-foot sword to take the life of Grace. But that brings us to the next question in our investigation. Why? Why did Kiara kill Grace with the sword? Might be a complicated question. Here to help answer is private investigator TJ Ward and private investigator Jason Jensen. Great to have you both here. I wanted to add something else to the mix here. This is one of the text messages that police were able to recover. This is a text message from Isaac to Kiara. I am wanting you to kill her. You have to end your suffering by ending her joy. TJ, what are your thoughts here about the why of it? Why would Kiara take that 3-foot sword and slit the throat and almost decapitate her one-time friend and lover, Grace Jennings?
Do you remember her interview when they started talking about the sword? Do you remember her obsession with that sword? That was her obsession. Let me tell you something I see. I've been a private investigator a long time, but I was a law enforcement officer for 47 years here in Atlanta. And something I see, even though she wanted to kill, and it was a plan between Isaac and Kiara to kill Grace, I think she did it because she hated Isaac. I really do. I think she had a thing because he knew that what his relationship was with Grace, but I think she hated him. She wanted him out. And look what's happened now. She's going to have her opportunity to testify. Outside the fact that she has a lot of mental issues that you can see from the interview, but it was a great interview by law enforcement, both interviewing Kiara and Isaac. I mean, it was overwhelming, the evidence that they have in this case, not only from what they talked about, but for the evidence that was left in those phones and so on and so forth that was written up. And she's going to have, again, as your attorney, your defense attorney said, the plaintiffs and the state is going to have to get real motivated, and what they're going to have to do to be able to put her on stand and interview her because of all her different personalities.
She's got problems.
It's really good. Yes, she's got real problems.
Serious issues, and it comes down to credibility, right? Jason, I want you to take a listen to another piece of Kiara's interview, her interrogation. This is another part that I found very, very interesting.
Back in 2016, there was a video floating around of a 14-year-old girl getting art, and another girl standing there collecting money from them. There were 16 or 17 guys involved.
Wow.
The girl getting money was Grace. The other one was me.
I'm sorry. That sounds like a difficult memory.
I was a virgin, so I never got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jason, this is another, strange fact or allegation. I don't know, but she's claiming that there's a video somewhere of her being raped by 16 or 17 men who were paying money to Grace to rape her, Kiara. What are your thoughts?
Right. That sounds like a good basis to acquire a never-ending animus where you're being gang raped by a bunch of juveniles and your best friend and at some point in her life, we know that she's admitted that Grace was her first lover, her first love, and then they became intimate. But for her to resent her in such a way that I think it sounds like she wanted to end her life because she felt all that pain and suffering all these years, and that's why you get now Apodaca insinuating the only way for you to end your suffering is to end her life. So there you go.
You know, and a lot of what they're saying, I'm trying to distinguish between what's real and what's fantasy. TJ, take a listen to Kiara here talking about this so-called secret organization.
So there's an organization that Isaac is in charge of. I probably shouldn't be saying this to a cop.
I saw the messages about it. I'm just trying to understand it more,
Well, it's called Ghost. They're like an underground version of cops in a way, but a little more intense and deadly. And they get rid of people who are in charge of sex trafficking, in charge of anything that has to deal with hurting kids.
I see.
And he kept trying to tell me, just do it, and you're gonna just kill her. Then you'll get ranked up.
Yeah.
He had me join. And I'm like, I don't know what the f***'s going on.
TJ, how does this play into the mix? She believes there's a secret organization that's out there, taking the law into their own hands against sex traffickers.
Well, again, what the other investigator just said about her, possibly being raped and have watched this and so on and so forth, this may be part of her ordeal to want to kill her and get rid of her. Really, she's got these personalities are really overwhelming her, taking over her. She wants to go, and which personality is it that she wants to be part of this organization? We don't know that right now, but I think you're going to see it come out later on. But the mere fact, we go back to the sword. The sword was her deal. It was all about her, and that's why she used that sword to kill her.
All right, guests are staying with us. Up next, what is the nature of their relationship?
Who is Isaac?
He's my ex-fiance / friend, confusing as hell.
A wife accused of murdering her prominent attorney husband, and the defense involves blaming her own sons?
Victim to Verdict with Ted Rollins. New episode Saturday night, 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Only on Court TV.
These are the cases that captivated the world.
Couldn't keep my life straight. They were killed by their own children.
That challenged the legal system and ourselves. Court TV, legendary trials.
You guys have had three-ways before?
Yeah, we tried. He's polyamorous, and I'm just kind of there, trying and seeing if I like it.
So she's talking about the love life that she was having with Isaac, that Isaac was sort of polyamorous, and she, not so much, but yeah, we'll try it. The night of the murder, or the night before the murder, I want you to take a listen to Isaac here describing the sleeping situation in that room, that if it's a garage or a shed or a shack, wherever they were living. Take a listen.
What are the sleeping arrangements like?
We were all sharing the same bed.
You were all sharing the same bed? Yes. Was there any sexual interaction between anyone last night?
No.
No threesome or nothing like that between the three of you guys?
No. There was no threesome, there was no sex, nothing.
Was that ever on the table?
No.
Okay. Was there anything romantic going on between you and Grace?
No.
What about between Grace and your fiance, Kiara?
I don't know.
Brings us to the next question in our investigation. It's about all three. What is the nature of their relationship? All three of them still with us. Private investigator TJ Ward and private investigator Jason Jensen. Okay, guys, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play for you some more from the interrogation. And after I play this, I'm gonna ask each of you if it's clear to you what the nature of their relationship is to one another. Let's watch.
And how long have you been in a relationship with Kiara?
3 years and 3 years, 10 months.
Who is Isaac?
He's my ex-fiance / friend, confusing as hell.
Ex-fiance?
Yeah.
How so?
We were engaged for 3 years. And we broke up in April this year, and was because he was a beat. And I forgave his and let him move back in with me.
How long ago did you meet Grace?
That was 2018.
You guys were hanging out as friends. You guys ever date?
We did date.
Did date?
It was when she was 16, I was 20.
Okay.
I committed a crime there. What?
Well, I appreciate your honesty. Okay, you guys dated for a while, and then you lost contact. So this period of losing contact, was that, would it be safe to call that a breakup, or what was that?
It was a breakup.
Part of me hates her guts. It wants to see her dead. The other part wants to see her get better and see if she can admit it and just fix it.
How long did you guys date for?
I don't really remember how long it was.
Years? Months?
Probably months.
Months? Less than a year?
I think so.
How long ago was this? What year did you guys date?
It was 2015, 2016-ish.
All right, Jason Jensen, does that clarify things for you?
Pretty much. It sounds like Kiara and Grace were intimate well before, and then at some point they broke up, like in 2016. Then a relationship ensued between Kiara and Isaac, and then as that relationship continued, then all of a sudden there was introduced Grace back into the relationship, which made it a love triangle, which was tension was there, where if Isaac showed any attention to to Grace over Kiara becomes jealous, and that just further increases her suffering that she had harbored since 2015 when the alleged rape thing. So that's how I view things, accepting everything that we've heard as the truth. Is there some kind of relationship there that keeps coming and going, and it's hard for Kiara to wrestle with?
Yeah, TJ, what are your thoughts about this complicated entanglement that these three young people have, one being a little bit older than the rest, and how it impacted the dynamics of what was happening and ultimately what happened to Grace?
Well, again, I go back to what I was talking about. I think that she had a real hate for Isaac. I think there was hatred because of Grace, and then her relationship with Kiana. I think she really wanted to make an example out of killing her to hurt Isaac. I really do. There was too much confusion between the three of them. And what personality was she when this happened and what she did with the sword? I go back talking about the sword just a minute. She was obsessed. Do you remember she said, "You're going to keep my sword? I'm not getting my sword back." She was so obsessed with that sword, but that's what she used, her safest thing to her, to be able to kill Grace.
You know, Jason, TJ brings up some great points there. And the other thing that struck me is that Isaac seems more impacted and upset about the death of Grace than Kiara does.
Yes. Exactly.
Well, yes. It seems like psychologically she's more at peace with the idea, which goes along the lines of trying to cure her suffering, which would explain why she fulfilled the request that was offered to her by Isaac to make sure that this happened in order for her to start healing.
And TJ, what's the other fact here is that she is the one who got the deal. Now she's got 30 years. It's not like she's walking out, but 30 years for someone who's 20, she'll get out, she'll have some time on the outside. What are your thoughts about giving her the deal?
I knew they would probably give her and against him. He had so much information in his interview with law enforcement that just played him to be the perpetrator instead of her. And now she's going to testify against him. It's her easy way out, and they'll use him exclusively they'll use her exclusively against him in the case. So I think she got a great deal, even though she was the one that committed the murder. They're going to take him out, too, as being part of the crime.
Yeah, we have about 20 seconds left here. Jason, who do you think was really the driving force here?
Well, I would think that, clearly Kiara's the actor, but I think this is just like a standard murder for hire plot, except for it wasn't for money, it was for love.
Great to have you both on tonight. TJ Ward, Jason Jensen, two of the best private investigators, giving us your time. We appreciate it. See you again really soon. You know, it's kind of difficult to understand what happened here. On the one hand, I think about it, and it just makes no sense whatsoever. Almost as if these people were living in some sort of video game type of fantasy world. But then I look at this on the other hand, and it may be very easy to understand. You know, a love triangle filled with jealousy. Pretty basic, something we've seen time after time here on Court TV. And yes, an easy sell to a jury. I'm Vinnie Politan. We'll keep digging for answers as the investigation continues.